Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli waj'al li waziran min ahli Harun akhi ushdud bihi azri washriku fi amri kay nusabbihaka kathira wa naskuraka kathira innaka kunta bina basira. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. All right, welcome dear friends. Inshallah, we will continue with our discussion about divine decree, determination, qadar, whatever we can call it, how we're... So I took some notes from last time, so I'm gonna go over them a little bit, what we discussed before we start the discussion. So last time we did go over a few of how we saw how basically the human free choice is connected to divine determining, and then there were a few schools of thought that we looked at, right? So there was the Jabariya and the Mutazila, and then they kind of differed in terms of how they were interpreting what the divine free choice and their connection with divine determination. So divine determination has a connection with human free choice. We kind of have been discussing that. So as I use my free will, God arranges according to my choice. So the result I experience from my choice is divine determining, arranged and created by God. So the result I experience based on my choices is the divine determination that is arranged and organized, created by the Lord of the universe as a result of my free choice. So by definition, God's knowledge is being absolute, must know my choices. So whatever I'm going to choose must be known by him, right? Because it's encompassing of everybody's knowledge that is here. So all encompassing knowledge, so must be absolute. So including the choices that each and every individual makes must be known. However, I am completely free to choose. I am completely free to choose among already created things. So already created things, I'm free to choose from them without any interference from God. So I'm left completely free. Free will has to be taken into consideration when I'm talking about divine determining. I'm reading my notes. From what I gathered last time in terms of, I took some notes from there. Inshallah. So one school of thought, which is the Jabariya, they took the power of choice as separate from divine determination. So they say it's not connected. The power of choice is not connected to divine determination.
Two
Separate, independent.
existing created things.
So we are not really free to choose according to them, but think that we are free. So we are subject to what God decides according to this school. They are separating the cause, free will, and the effect, which is divine determination, as separate entities. Okay. And the other school, Mutazilite, was the reaction to this understanding. And they say that God has nothing to do with the result. So in the example we had about the person pulling the trigger and the other person dying. So the one who pulled the trigger is responsible for the death of the person, according to, right? The result is created by man.
So not responsible, creator, or
Creator.
responsible for the existence of the death, I think.
Not
that is important.
for the existence of death
Yes.
of the other person.
Existing of death. It means creator. That's why the famous, motto, mantra is, human beings create their actions.
It's interesting. They can conclude that, or
Yeah.
because of the
Yes, they had to look for solution. Since we are created with the power of choice, this power of choice must have the quality to create it. That's why God created us with the power of choice. Extension of it is, so God created the atoms with the potentials to create molecules, for example, themselves.
So it extends to what
So,
current interpretation by the scientists. Yeah.
So it ended up at the end a materialistic world. And most of the Muslim scientists think in this way now. And they may say, I am Sunni. But when you listen to their explanations, God created from the beginning with the quality to continue. It is continuing now. But sometimes God may interfere if the things go wrong. It means if the thing, for example, creation of the earthquake is interference of God, according to them. Now, scientifically proved that no, it is just created in this way within the order as everything is created. But it was long ago. Yeah.
I see.
But also they are marginalized later on and rejected totally.
I see.
By general Muslim Ummah.
So both schools' understanding is rejected by this.
Yes. They are not defended by scholars, but those people who are not aware of the details of this subject, we always talk about our actions as we are Mu'tazilites. Yeah, we are doing it. I did this. I don't like this. I like this.
Right.
Yeah, I prefer, and I'm going to do it. We talk in daily language, and it becomes our iman. We have to be very careful with our life. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Take care. I can see you. I will, yeah. You see, these languages are used by Muslims as well.
Everybody's using it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but they don't mean it themselves. That's another subject. Okay, it's a good note, mashallah.
So yeah. So in the example above, the one who pulled trigger is responsible for the existence of the death of the other person. The result is created by man. Both schools' understanding is rejected by the Sunnis, where there is a connection between the power of choice and divine determining, where God creates according to my choice. So again, human free will is left completely free. God's knowledge must include human knowledge.
No, is it your note?
Yes.
Human free will is
left completely free.
Why? So it needs explanation. I am guessing what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, I'm free to choose basically among the choices that are existing.
So not the human free will is not completely free to create.
Correct, not
and to choose anything.
Just choose.
Only given options. Limited and not to create. But choose, leave it.
Leave it, yeah.
Leave the result to be created by God.
Completely free to choose, not create.
Needs explanation. Completely free to choose. Can you choose, let's say, to stop the sun running?
No.
In this sense.
Yeah, to choose among the existing choices. What is possible?
So only given options. So he will is free to choose only from within the already given options. So not we shouldn't use not there now. Human free will is only free to choose from among already existing things.
Got it.
And only makes it clear, not problem.
So God's knowledge must include human knowledge.
No.
Right.
Human free will. What free will is going to choose?
What human free will is going to include what human free will is going to choose.
So knowledge, my knowledge is irrelevant subject. It may cause confusion.
Got it. And the result of the choice is created by God.
I think these notes are very important.
Inshallah.
So we have to work like this, mashallah.
The result of my choice is created by God. So this quality of choosing or inclination is like a quality of the spirit. So this is what kind of the Maturidi kind of understanding brought in.
No.
Okay.
Let's talk all together, of course, not you and me only.
Okay.
No, we shouldn't make it into colic and murmur. But everyone is ready to, of course, can join. And also, inshallah, we are not here. You worked on it, and
yes.
And I worked on it for years and years and years. It's a very problematic text. Not problematic, difficult text.
Not easy to read. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm just using whatever I have learned so far and also using some notes here. Anyways, now let's make it clear. We are created as we are, bodily and spirit.
Right.
Spirit has like consciousness, intellect,
feelings.
Yeah, all sorts of
emotions.
Feelings, plus free choice. Now, free choice was a debate, point of debate between, forget about Jabriya and Mu'tazila, they are rejected. Anyways,
got it.
Now, Sunni tradition, two branches. One is Maturidi, the other one is Ash'ari. Now, whatever, the names are not important. Two branches within the A and B. A says free will itself exists. Now, this is free. It says it's a motorcycle going also. Now, he says not the free will is created, correct, but inclination that the free will has in its nature, but nature means the definition of free will is to be free. So what I do now, when I use free will, which is given to me like my consciousness, but when I practice it because of the nature of free will means freely choosing. Now, this freely choosing human option. That is why this is a very fine point, which looks like a knot, needs to be knot. But the nature of the pencil is made, trying to understand, and by myself. So if I can express myself, you will definitely understand better. So the nature of pen is as it is created. All right. Now, as a result, the result of as it is created, it writes. Right. You see what I mean? So, because of this something in its nature, whatever I have the pen in my hand and write with it, I am responsible for choosing whatever I wrote, not the pen.
I see.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, pen is an unconscious being.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the essence of this pen is to be used freely to write. It doesn't say you cannot, for example, write this word, let's say denial words. I'm not going to let you write denial words. It's absolutely free. Now, but I am given the quality, this quality is in my nature, in how I am being, this is free will. This pen represents free will, right? But because of the nature of it, as Maturidi says, whatever I incline to do it, it writes in this way. So the result of action is not the product of pen. According to my inclination, whatever it is, the nature of free will has it in itself. As I want to write A rather than B, right? This freedom is given to me as a result of the essence of free will, so that when I choose, it doesn't mean that God is creating it, so I am not the creator. He is the creator, so I don't have anything to do with it. This is why this subject is called theoretical existence of this inclination. Theoretical existence, not the physical existence. Physical existence is
existing,
the pencil,
right? Yeah.
the pencil. But theoretical existence, after I use it, it seems to be pen is writing. But is pen writing?
No.
I am writing.
Right.
So this writing, but not the creation of the result. This I want to write A. That's it. And pen inclined to this, result is created. I see on the screen A, for example. That is why the struggle of the scholars, ages, centuries. Then what is this inclination? And Maturidi says, or one of the schools says, this is theoretical. Neither pen is doing it, nor pen is writing the writing, whatever A. A is not created by pen. But at the same time, pen in and of itself cannot create. But at the same time, I am given an option in my creation, theoretically, not like my nose, not my sense of love, no. Theoretical, because the essence of this is difficult to explain it. That's why scholars struggle to explain. First of all, I am responsible for my choices, but at the same time, choices have no external physical existence. External existence. Choice is something. For example, the eye is a tool. Exactly, like the pencil or a binocular or microscope. Now, microscope. Can microscope see it?
No.
Itself?
No.
No. And a human being looks through it, and whatever created as a result of what I saw is recorded in my mind by God. But apparently, microscope is not the creator. I am not the creator, but the result is created. I could only understand this very complicated subject this much. Now, whatever is created belongs to the creator, and the human nature is not the agent itself. This free will, the definition of free will is to be free. So there is a free will and freedom separately existing, wrong idea. If we say separately existing, both of them must be created. Since they are created, they would be under God's choice. But it is not created. The definition of it gives me the option to choose. That is difficult. But Nursi will explain later on, if you think about yourself, your practical life, you can see that you are not creating.
Correct.
And also you are absolutely free, but that freedom is not under God's control. God left it free. That is God's will. That's why we cannot really talk about external existence of a thing. But at the same time, God with absolute power created me with this thing that I am practicing. I am aware because I am practicing, but it doesn't have a physical existence externally. That's why scholars only say nazari, theoretical. Nazari. It means, it is, we know it, but we cannot define it.
So something within the spirit itself.
But within the spirit, but not the spirit is externally existing, not physically, but existing, created.
Right.
But in the essence of freedom, there is a thing that by definition it works, not because it is created, it works. God gave me
by definition,
an option, an option that I am practicing it, but it doesn't have an external existence. But I know it is. I have this. No one can deny that I have my free will. No one can also deny that somebody is pushing me to create it, to choose it. That is why responsibility is on me. Creation is on the result is created by God. That is beyond dispute among Sunni scholars. I am not the creator, beyond dispute. How do you explain it?
So the dispute is only how to understand this free will.
So how do you define the free will?
Okay.
How do you define it? One of them defined it, one of Sunni school, as it is free will. The other one said free will is like one of my emotions or feelings or intellect or consciousness, for example. Not like this, but a kind of things that I am doing, but this thing doesn't have external existence. Because God created the human beings in such a way that absolutely free from God's interference within a certain area. And that is God's choice. That is why the act of absolute being is difficult to comprehend. After it is created, the results are created according to my choice, I understand that I have this quality. If I don't choose at all, didn't have the freedom of choice,
Right.
I wouldn't know its existence at all.
Okay.
So difficult, no one can say lost, but the only thing we can say, we are experiencing it, we are sure of its existence, number one. We are sure of this thing cannot create anything.
Correct.
We are sure of nothing is interfering into my choice. Three elements. So combine it, that is how it is. Finish.
Alhamdulillah.
İnşallah.
Inshallah.
Var mı? Nesi var?
Okay.
Ah,
So where was I? So the ability has been given in its essence, which acts independently from God's direction
interference. Yeah.
or
Yes.
interference. Yeah.
Let's cut this short. Let it be this way. Let's say absolute has chosen it in this way.
So inclination acts independently of God's will.
Interference is better.
Interference.
God's will is like that. God willed it to act in this way, to function in this way.
Okay. So my choice is free to be used by me, and God creates the result accordingly.
Perfect.
Okay. So that was what we discussed last time.
MashaAllah, you worked on it very seriously.
There's something on the chat. So the question is the inclination coming from the spirit then?
Not coming, but everything is as God created. So we shouldn't use this language. But God willed me to be free and created me with this freedom. Whatever it is, I don't know.
So that is how I am in my essence, in a way.
That is how I am chosen to be created by God with this element that I cannot describe it at all by likening it to anything, because in the universe there is no such thing.
I see.
Now, human beings experience this. Animals experience
to some extent.
Limit, very narrow limit, but ours is much larger. But atoms don't, for example. That's why they always do what they do. Dogs do, cats do. In a very limited area, they have practicing freedom. But atom cannot practice freedom. For example,
I see.
sun cannot practice freedom. That's God's choice. Now, because of the source is absolute, how absolute realize this, we cannot comprehend. But we know the beginning, we know the end. I am created with this ability, and this ability cannot create the result. It's created by God. That's what I know. But in between, how can I explain is difficult, because that is absolute choice, and there is no physical thing that I can experience it. It is not exactly the same, don't misunderstand, like the nature of life.
Right.
Like the nature of consciousness. Yeah. Like the nature of spirit. We don't know.
We don't.
But we know we have it.
Correct.
You see what I mean?
Right.
That we don't know part is like a human free will.
Okay.
We don't know, but we know it exists. So what is our realities? Yeah.
Inshallah. Let's think about this a little more.
Because this is an important. If you speak to some psychologically problematic people,
Right.
when they look for an excuse to justify, I cannot wake up, I cannot stand up, I cannot do this. For example, I feel obliged to do that, unless biological illness.
Okay.
That is physically affected to the biological disease. Everybody knows it, and psychotherapists also know that. No. Psychology.
So physical biology,
Yeah.
something is disturbing.
Not the psychologists, but there are other
Therapists?
no, not the therapists. One of them is only gives advice, and the other one prescribes medicine because it's physical.
Oh.
That's something, not psychologists.
Anybody knows here?
No. Okay, whatever. There is a word
Right.
for it, but I don't remember. But there's the psycho.
There's a clinical psychologist, and then
I don't know.
yeah.
So I may be confused. Forget about this. They know the difference between, for example, there are lots of therapists.
Right.
But if the problem, if they realize that problem is caused by biological reason, they cannot do anything. They have to refer to its specialists. They specialists, people are called differently. But this, again, psycho, but there's something I don't remember now. So I tried and it doesn't come. Doesn't matter. We are not studying English yet. So that is my problem. So we have to understand that. Any suggestion?
Psychiatrist.
Psychiatrists, yes. MashaAllah, thank you. Mawiya. Feriha. Thank you, Feriha. So psychiatrists, not every psychologist is a psychiatrist.
Right.
Not every psychiatrist is a psychologist, a psychotherapist. These are different. One of them deals with medically caused reasons. The other one deals just emotional disturbance, right, or traumas or that kind of. Now, those people are always inclined to say that I have not free will. That if it's a believer, if this person is a believer, said God is forcing me to do. It means I cannot choose, but God is, I found myself doing that. Yeah. So I cannot wake up. Their main problem is in the morning, they cannot wake up. And they don't sleep either. Keep themselves the same things, repeat in their mind. You may remember something, if you are really very much disturbed by an event, right, and then it affects your sleep. Well, it affects my sleep. Sometimes if I want to understand something, all night I deal with it. Now, there was a problem yesterday, a subject, for example, I was dealing with it in my dream. Because I went to bed with this thought in my mind unsolved. Now, I experience it from time to time. Anyways, these people all say it is not within my capacity, beyond my capacity. It means God is. Or if they don't believe in God, look for another excuse. That's my nature or something. So we have to understand that this subject may be used by somebody says, I created by my own. I'm proud of my work. That is one extreme. The other one is our freedom is directed by God. We think we are free, but in fact, God is doing it. So both sides are really represented by Jabriya and Mu'tazila. But Ahl Sunnah wanted to understand the middle path.
Okay.
No,
So
both
these are
of them are wrong. But at the same time, there is an experiential event going on here. How can I understand this? So it became really very serious problem for Sunni scholars. Cebriye and Mu'tazile, that's it, finish. We understood. Sunni scholars tried this. That's why it is difficult to put it in words. But I can only understand that Absolute created me in such a way that I am experiencing my free will, but at the same time, it is absolutely free. God doesn't interfere, but that is why I'm responsible for it. It doesn't have an external existence. How the people, the human mind asks, if it doesn't have an external existence, what are we talking about then?
right.
Oh man, you know that you are experiencing it, answer.
So they call it theoretical.
That is why it is called theoretical existence. They found out a Nazari.
Nazari is theoretical.
Yeah. So we have to know that these people are struggling, Sunni people. The others are wrong, and it is easy to get away with it. But on the right path, they struggle a lot. Anyways, we have to understand that incomprehensibility of God does not necessitate non-existence of God, right? Does it make sense?
Incomprehensibility of God does not necessarily non-exist. Correct. Yeah.
No. So keep this one is this phrase. Incomprehensibility of this inclination or free will does not
Negate.
mean
It doesn't exist.
non-existence of it.
Right.
Come in this way. That is the solution I could find so far.
Okay.
Yeah, and Nursi, I learned it from Nursi, by the way. He will say it somewhere. Because we don't know what it is, it doesn't mean that we should deny it. That's the same thing to say.
Inshallah. Okay, so let's read something. So, however, according to Ashari, the power of disposal within inclination is a theoretical matter, which makes the inclination and the disposal together a relative matter lacking a definite external existence. So this power of disposal is referring to free will, right? Within so many terminologies for free will, like power of choice, power of disposal, within inclination. But there's no power within inclination itself, right?
To create.
To create. But it exists. That's why it's called a theoretical matter, which makes the inclination and the disposal together a relative matter lacking a definite external existence. Theoretical or relative matters do not require causes through which, for their existence, necessity would intervene. Necessity, I mean, it means the creator of the universe would intervene. Necessity would intervene. So I just put for my reference, I said necessity is referring to the creator of the universe here. Theoretical or relative matters do not require causes through which, for their existence, Necessity would intervene and nullify
It
the
means
will and power
God
of
is
choice.
forcing.
Mhm.
Necessity means I cannot do it. I have to choose.
Right.
It's beyond my capacity, something. As if we have two arms.
Mhm.
So God preferred it this way. I cannot have four arms. Like that, we cannot say.
I see. Rather, if the cause of the theoretical matters acquires the weight of preference, so if the cause of the theoretical matters acquires the weight of preference, mean it's given existence, the weight of preference, the theoretical matter may become actual and existent.
So, can you show me the text on the screen?
Sure. Rather,
What are you reading?
I'm reading. Rather, if so, I start from here. However, according to Ashari,
Change the translation?
so it's the sixth. Are you in the sixth?
Yes.
It's the fourth sentence.
According to, but Ash'ari consider it to have existence. Okay.
According to Ashari, the power of disposal with inclination.
Go back to this. Quickly read it so I can follow them. Now, however,
According to Ashari,
Ash'ari,
the power of disposal
correct,
with an inclination is a theoretical matter,
correct, continue.
which makes the inclination and the disposal together
Yeah,
a relative matter
yeah.
lacking.
Theoretical, relative, interchangeable in
Okay.
this sense. Yeah.
Lacking a definite external existence.
Yeah.
So,
Because they don't have to have.
so I cannot show it or definite external existence.
No, I cannot show it.
Correct.
So if I could show it, what would have to be? This is directly under the creatorship of God.
Mhm.
And I have nothing, no choice. But
Right.
I have choice.
Right.
It doesn't work. So that's what they have to say, theoretical, not external existence, but theoretical existence.
Mhm. So theoretical or relative matters, which is the same thing, do not require causes through which, for their existence, necessity would intervene.
So necessity would intervene. So that if it is, for example, my hands is created by God.
Right.
No, it's created. Physical existence, external existence. So my fingers have to be as they are created. They have no choice not to be in another, they have no choice to be in another way. That is the reality, okay? Theoretical matters is not like my fingers, so that it has to be my free choice. It has to be as it is created, decided, it means willed by God. No, I'm free.
I see.
My fingers are not free, but I am free.
Right.
In my choice.
But why does it not require causes?
Because it is not, it doesn't have external existence.
I
It is
see.
only theoretical.
It's theoretical.
What theoretical means? After I practice it, I say, I have something like
I
it.
see.
I don't know what it is.
I see.
No, don't forget this incomprehensibility or undefinability of God doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. Undefinability or incomprehensibility of free will doesn't mean
It doesn't exist.
I don't have free will.
Correct. Okay. So do not require causes through which for their existence necessity would intervene and nullify the will and power of choice. So this necessity would intervene is
You went back.
Yes, I was reading it again. So
Yeah,
theoretical or relative matters do not require causes through which, for their existence, necessity would intervene. And you said necessity would intervene. There's nothing that intervenes, basically, right?
yeah.
In that.
So it has to be in this way.
And nullify the will and power of choice. Next sentence. Rather, if the cause of the theoretical matters acquires the weight of preference.
Allahu Ekber. Again. Oh, you went there.
No, no,
You
no.
went there.
I didn't go back. Rather, if the cause of the theoretical matters
Yeah,
acquires the weight of preference.
yeah, yeah. I found the way. Now, I was before necessity. Yeah. If the cause, if the cause of theoretical matters requires the weight of
Acquires the weight of preference, meaning it's given existence.
matters, no, theoretical matters requires the weight of preference. Preference only. Now,
Weight of preference.
do you recall in our discussions we use this expression? Human beings are free to choose from among already existing options.
Yes.
Using already existing materials. What is left to me? Physically, nothing. Theoretically, I am responsible what I have chosen. Physically, I cannot say I did this, I did that. No, but at the same time, I'm choosing. From among everything has already existed. I'm not giving existence to anything, but I am responsible for my choice.
So that is
reality.
So that is my preference, is my choosing.
Yeah, that is why my preference.
Acquires preference.
Yeah, it acquires so.
And weight means like something is there physically, right? The weight of preference, or
Where is the weight?
weight of preference.
Yeah. That acquires the weight.
The responsibility,
Yeah.
maybe. It means
Weight
this
of preference means, I mean,
responsibility.
Responsibility, say it. Say it responsibility. Why did she say weight? There must be something in the original. İmkaniyet derecesinde. Very difficult word to translate. Now, what are we doing here? Or this Turkish makes it a bit, Rüçhaniye. Now, makes it clear. Now, this one is here, this one is here, right? And I have two options. This one or this one. Now, when I incline this one, it's created. Did I do anything? No, both of them are in front of me already. That inclination, God says, okay, that is your choice, I created it. It creates the result.
Okay.
So I am not taking one of them, you go and I will take this. No, no. That is when you ask a child, one is let's say something, the same, even the same thing, but doesn't matter. Maybe the same thing, doesn't matter. Which one do you want? Which one is some bright covering or something? You know, let's say the child is shy. You look at that, his eyes goes this way. You understand it. Okay, you want this, here it is. Understood?
Right.
This one.
Okay.
He didn't say anything. He just expressed inclination. That is difficult to physically describe it.
Mm. That's why.
Now, he's, I want this.
So the inclination towards that.
Yes, inclination. So this inclination prefers, choose.
It chooses. Okay. So the theoretical matter may become actual and existent. So that gets created, result.
Yeah,
Once
according to the inclination
inclination
of the child, you give the result.
the result is created.
This example.
Okay. So the impulse equals inclination equals first choice without thinking. Is that what the that's the comment?
Now, thought is created.
Thought is created.
Now, what to think is chosen by you. But thought is created.
So it's different thing than thought is something.
Let's not make it complicated. The result of thinking recorded in your memory is created. You don't record your memory, do you?
No.
But God creates it, records it in your memory. But you incline to choose it.
I see.
Yeah.
So, but does the thinking happen in the inclination?
Yeah, again, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Everything is a result of inclination, as far as I'm concerned. Whatever is created for me, a result of my inclination, that is what we are, as far as our subject is concerned. That's what we call about free will. Free will is absolutely free. But look, that's why I use the word here, if you notice, I use the word ascribing or not referring to human beings, absolutely free. But there is no absolute in creation, but it's theoretical. From my period, no one is forcing me.
Right. Okay.
But in our creation, look, for example, in our creation, some people have they study the brain and say that this person is more, this side is more inclined. That is how we are created. That is not my choice. Like I have two eyes. That's not my choice. So however I am created, that's not my choice. But after I am created, I still practice my free will. That is my choice. Some psychologists say that some people are inclined to do this kind of, for example, science. The other are more art or this kind of descriptions. They say that is in our nature, ingrained in it. But if I'm created in this way, I will find myself that I am inclined this way. And whatever I choose within this area, this is my responsibility. Not because God created me and said, why did you study art? Not, of course, we are choosing. But the psychologists claim this. Even it was wrong, or it is wrong, we don't know. But still, I am responsible to use my two hands. God is not going to ask me, what did you do with your third hand? Understood? That's not how I am created. Now, after how I am created, I start practicing my free will. My responsibility starts, if you like, ticking like the clock. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
But freely acting. Clock is not freely acting. Don't go. Yes.
Right.
We should. preference, we can continue.
Right. So, in which case at that juncture?
Where are we now?
So is the preference the theoretical matter may become actual and existent?
Look, requires the weight of preference, I am there.
So if we incline towards that preference, that
So
the matter
where
may
are
be.
you reading from?
So the theoretical matter, next phrase is the
The
theoretical
theoretical matter
may become actual and existent. Just like the kid example, by the eyes, you can say he inclined towards this, and we give the result.
the
Theoretical matter may become actual and existent.
Yeah, illet, where is it? Oh, the cause of theoretical matter. You know why it becomes an actual existence. Now, rather, the cause of theoretical matters. What is this? It requires the weight of preference. It means after I have to incline, then the theoretical matter may become actual existence. It means, that is what I have chosen, and God
creates it.
Now, that becomes my reality, if you like. I have chosen freely, the result is created there. Why the result is created there? Because I have chosen freely.
I see.
That is the word, if the cause of theoretical matters. You see, cause of theoretical matter, my freedom. My freedom.
I see.
Acquires the weight of preference. It means it necessitates I have to incline it, use it. Freedom. This theoretical matter become existent. I say, yeah, after choosing and a result is created, and I understand that, I have free will, freedom of choice.
So after the result is created, I understand I had the free
after the result is
inclination and free choice.
Of course, I have to obey the order of the creation.
Right.
If I don't obey the order of the creation, my inclination is in the wrong direction.
In which case, at that juncture, it may be abandoned. So I'm assuming that the act of choosing.
Don't miss this point. Now, I like to create, the result is created. Now, in this case, it means just I incline and the result is created. In that junction, it may be abandoned. No, I say, okay, I am not the reason
for the creation,
for the existence of the result. Deny it. But as a what? As an agent for the existence. Reason for the existence. After it is created, it becomes a past event. So you say, we learned this before. We have to remember, anything in the past is qadar. Now, you can say, it was my qadar. I have chosen freely something yesterday, and the result is created. This act of creation is my qadar. But don't forget, after I have chosen, it was created. So responsibility is on me. Creation of the result is God's blessing. So in the past, we can talk about qadar. In the future, no.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
We don't know. everything will be according to my choice.
My choice,
Now,
yeah.
when we say we don't know the future, we are talking only within we should not forget, we are talking only within the limits of understanding my free choice and the creation of the result. Not, for example, the creation of the sun in the future.
Right.
Now, I don't know, but God knows. In the future, God knows what I am going to have, if I am going to choose. But it is not realized as far as I am concerned. When I see the section created, after created, it becomes past. I can talk about qadar now. Otherwise, as far as my free choice is concerned, let me see, my qadar will be, how my qadar will be tomorrow. I cannot say this. Because when I say qadar, it means God's decision. No, as far as I am concerned, I cannot talk about the future with this language. Let me see what I am going to choose and God will create tomorrow. That is the right language. Now, watch out. Freedom is in your head. Freedom of choice is in your head. So still future is, as far as this area is concerned, your choice and the result of the creation, the creation of the result is concerned. In the future, you are in the driver's seat. Yeah, using the free will. So when you use the free will, you can talk about qadar. When it is referred to the free will, you will say, I will watch out. Be careful what I am going to choose tomorrow. So mind your business. After it happened, that is what my qadar taught me. I made a mistake yesterday in my free choice, or exercising my free choice. So the finely tuned language is needed here, past and future. All right. So, okay.
Inshallah. So at that juncture, it may be abandoned.
Yes.
Which is, I'm done basically with the choice because it's in the past. I can talk about the qadar now.
So that is created. Abandoned means I have no power to create what I did yesterday, what I have chosen yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
The Quran may say to a person at that point,
Yeah.
this is evil, do not do it.
Now, I am at the junction now.
Okay.
Yes? Junction means it is, let's say, it's the moment I am going to choose, and accordingly God will create. But I don't know yet. But I, as far as I am concerned, I have to watch out for my free will.
I see.
Now, so there, God says, this is evil, don't do it. It means addressing to your freedom to choose. But God doesn't say it's evil. I'm not going to create it, or you have to do it, or you don't have any freedom to do it.
Okay.
No, it says, look, reminder. It means you feel that what you are going to choose is right or wrong. That is God's speech now.
So this is at the moment I'm exercising the power of choice.
Exercise my power of choice.
At that moment.
And that junction, yeah.
At that junction.
So
the guidance can come.
God reminds me, don't do it, but doesn't force.
I see.
But you feel that if you are going to do something right or wrong, you feel that what you are going to choose right or wrong. Carefully.
So that's the message coming to me.
Yeah, that is the messages from God, but it doesn't mean that he's forcing me. But at the same time, I'm not totally left without guidance.
Mm-hmm.
In my spirit, guidance is ingrained. Fine points.
Very fine points.
Yeah, but it's clear, inshallah. It is clear for me. So
everybody.
it's clear for you. Yeah.
Okay. So indeed, if God's servants
And you and me.
had been the creators of their actions.
Now, you and me, God's servant. Yeah.
And had the power to create.
Now, yes.
Then their wills would have been removed.
Yeah, it means removed means
there's no needed.
You have to be very careful.
Right.
It means you can say that their wills would have been removed. So I am the creator. So what am I talking about? My free will then?
Right.
Because I am the creator.
It's not needed.
So no, I am the creator. That's it. In this world, of course. So I don't talk about free will is different and my result of the choice of my free will is different. No, I am the creator. I decide and do it. That's it. That's why while we are talking in our discussions, we are using very, very finely tuned language. We say, the Quran says, when God,
I think so. شيء كن
وما أراد شيئا أمره إذا whatever the beginning أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. I always interfere there. Look, be careful. But God willed first and then said be is wrong. Not and then. That is the description of event to human mind.
Okay. God's
will itself is the creator. Do you remember making this emphasis in our? It means act of creation is nothing but will. All this understanding comes from here that we are studying. Otherwise, many people confuse that, even the commentators of the Quran. Not all of them, but quite a number. They are not clear about it. Yeah.
So the will has external existence, God's.
Yeah. That is why, for example, if you listen to the public speakers, they say, pray God, so that he will give you the power, so you will do it. Now, pray God for guidance. Guidance means make the guidance clear for me. Do you remember this? At the junction, what was it? God says this is evil, don't do it, but doesn't force. So we think that when I pray, I will definitely be able to do it if my prayer is accepted. So I pray, please God, tomorrow I'm going to see a friend. I should be calm with him. I make this prayer alone. So calm with him. I don't just reject it straight away, react it straight away. Control yourself. Time came, and I didn't. I treated badly, not and said, no, my prayer is not accepted. No, your prayer is accepted, but you use your free will not to pay attention to the dhikr, reminder. Because you were aware of that this is wrong. And still you have chosen it. Responsibility is on you. God answers the question, prayers, but it is up to me to take it or not, to accept it or not. Do you remember child example on
Right.
Saturdays? Now, he asked him the medicine and he didn't give me. He said, God didn't accept my prayers. No, by not giving, he
Isn't.
accepted your prayers, but you rejected it. That God accepted your prayer, answered your prayer, accepted your prayer, but not in the way you wanted. That is another subject, but the difference is an example of a difference. Now, when I pray, I have done my duty. So God give me strength to control my free will. Yes, I need it. Correct. But at the junction, I am free. God is not forcing me by giving me energy to do that, and I have to do it now. Although if it was only for me, I wouldn't be able to do it. There are many, many complicated fine points in misunderstanding prayer. So usually we make prayers as if I am not going to practice my free will. As if everything will be in the hands of God. If only my prayer is accepted, everything will be, I mean, I pray, please God, make this car go without me misusing the steering wheel. Now, God says, okay, I accepted it. Okay, leave it the free. So, steering the free wheel, because my prayer is accepted. And car crashes. This is what happened. And they say, oh, what happened? God didn't put it. Now it's completely messing up. That is why prayer means only expressing your need so that God will create more awareness of his message to you. When, don't forget, tell me when you will be able to take the message seriously at the junction. Junction is important. When exactly the moment you are freely choosing and God is creating this. That is the right point that we have to take into consideration.
Okay. The comment here, act of creation is nothing but God's will, which is determined by my choice. Is a question.
Now, determined is a word which makes necessitate. But in this way, we have to be careful when we use the word determination. No, God creates according to my choice, but it doesn't mean that it necessitates my choice, necessitates God to do it. No, that is God's free gift to me. Doesn't necessitate. It's a free gift to me. He promised, if you ask this way, it will choose. This way, I will create it. That is God's favor. So we cannot say that his favor, we have to be careful with the word. His favor necessitates him to do it.
I see.
No, there's a difference there. No, we are on the wrong area. So I am favored with the free will. Alhamdulillah, I'm practicing. And I cannot go so far saying that I have chosen this way, God has to create it. No, that is God's choice, not if he has to do it. He promised me he will do it. That's it. So this is or not this is states that she said what?
So yeah, which is determined by my choice.
No, not determination.
Creation is not determined by my choice.
No. It is determined by God, but God's choices.
I see.
Now, to give me the gift of free will. So determination always must be referred to God, not human free will.
I see.
But it's God's promise. That's God's choice. All right.
Which is determined by God according to my choice.
Determined by God by giving me free will.
Mhm.
Slightly different.
God by giving me free will.
For example, I'm going to practice my free will. At that moment, I am created. Just at the moment I'm going to practice my free will.
Mhm.
I am given death. Who is determining it? You see?
Right.
You see? So God is not obliged to give you these options. That is why the word is determination. The word is problematic. Otherwise, what she said is correct, but the word is the problem.
Okay. So where were we?
Yeah. We can go one step,
Let's just finish this paragraph. So
and their lives would have been removed. Yeah.
yeah. For
Now, so
yeah.
if one says human beings are the creators their actions, it means they are creators, so they cannot talk about free will, that human beings have free will. Because he is the creator, he must say creator. One of them says he doesn't have free will, one extreme. The other says he has the power to create it. It means doesn't have free will, but the power to create it. The previous one says he doesn't have free will, everything is created by God. Now, the other extreme says human beings don't have free will, they are creators. Now, one thing we have to be careful about it. God creates doesn't mean that he doesn't have free will. Yeah, is it a question, isn't it? Because we talk about human beings like that. As a created being, I have to attempt cause or the things I have to choose. But God's will is the act of creation. There is just opposite. God's will is the act of creation. But Mutazila says human beings doesn't have free will. They are create. They separate will and creation. It may be not clear, but doesn't matter. This is a wrong understanding. If saying that human beings are creators of their actions, so they are creating it. They wouldn't say they are choosing and creating it, because they should declare that if human beings are creators, they should say human beings don't have free will. They are just creators, because creator must be by definition absolute. Understood? But human beings are not absolute. That's why they are wrong. Giving the creatorship to human beings is wrong.
Correct.
That's how we know it. Yeah.
So for an established rule in the sciences of religion and philosophy is, if a thing is not necessary, it may not come into existence of itself.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessary, so
Now, for example, humans' creatorship is necessary at all. Necessary. If it is not necessary, for example, this is for the to explain this interesting point here. Is human free will necessary for God to create it? It means, as the word is used here, determines.
Right.
Human free will determines God to create it?
It's favored, as we said.
No, so this statement is wrong. Now, come try to understand this now. If a thing
It's not.
is not necessary, so for God, my free will is not necessary, it may not come into existence. It means, I gave the example. If God has not given me the free will, could I do anything?
No.
No. It means determination belongs to God. But as a favor, he gave me the
Choice.
freedom to choose. So that example remained that I am ready to choose and I am giving death. You see? It's not necessary. This the one who determines is not me, God.
So this is a rule. If a thing is not necessary, it may not come into existence.
Yeah. Now, it may not come into existence. So the translator put in bracket of itself. It means it cannot come into existence by its own choice.
That is, there has to be a cause for a thing to come into existence. The cause necessarily requires the effect.
There has to be cause for a thing to come into existence. Now, this is still arguing, continuing arguing that human free will doesn't determine God to create the result. But at the same time, God has chosen it by his own determination. That's how God created me. That's why I am practicing this. So maybe the best word is favorite. We gifted favor. God favored me with this. So there has to be cause for a thing.
Right.
The reason for the thing to come into existence.
Right.
So there has to be cause for a reason that is for a thing to come into existence. So the existence of your free will, who is the creator who is gifting you this with this? Who is the one who gave this? That is illeti ta'ame, it is called cause here.
I see.
It means necessitating cause, determinating cause. Now, what does it mean? God determines my existence to have free will. Now, the existence of my being with a free choice, ability to have a free choice, belongs to God, his determination, not mine. I am given the option using it. It means enjoying what God created for me freely. So, since I am created with this ability, I cannot say that I am determining God to create the result. because I'm just favored in this one.
Mhm.
Did you really understand?
Yes, it's not necessary that the power of choice be given to human beings, but it's
Yeah.
a favor.
So it is a favor, and he determined me to have a free choice. That is his choice, and he said, okay, since I determined you to be free to exercise your free will, so then you can exercise your free will. I promise I will create the result, but not absolutely. Why? Anytime I can give you death. Understood? No, in this sense, don't think that you are the creator or forcing me to. Everything is under my control. Don't forget this. It's clear.
Inshallah. So by giving this rule, if a thing is not necessary, it may not come into existence of itself, that there has to be a cause for a thing to come into existence. The cause necessarily requires the effect.
Now,
The
now go a new sentence.
Yeah.
The cause
necessarily
requires the effect,
effect.
which means the cause. Who is the cause?
The creator of the universe.
Creator of human beings.
Mhm.
Let's come to ourselves now, our subject. The creator of the human beings' will is the cause.
Mhm.
He willed I as I am.
I see.
Now, so the cause necessarily requires the effect. It means necessarily, because I have a free will, that is the effect. If the effect is out there, this is God's determination.
Okay.
Effect is out there. Now, this is my creator's effect. What is effect here? The reality that I have free will.
Right.
Since I have free will, the cause of existence of this nature with free will, God's determination. It means God caused it to be as I am, or God caused me to be as I am.
Okay.
After this, I found myself freely choosing. Yeah.
So the next sentence says, then no power of choice would remain.
Then
No power of choice would remain. It's kind of a misplaced sentence to me.
Just yeah. Let me see some notes before I have taken. I see. So I have written here. No. Yes. Then no power of choice would remain. Now, let's understand this sentence. I have taken some notes here. If God had, now, if God had chosen, decided before that I am going to be like this, but had not.
Okay.
Now, I am going to be existing in this world with a free choice. If God had not decided it,
then
I would never have the free will. So from there, we understand that we are not the creators of our free choice.
Right.
But users, we always use this expression, we are consumers. Yeah, we are consumers. We are not creating anything. That means this.
I see.
Now you see, Alhamdulillah, some concepts that we use in the discussions are the results of previous prayers. So how I say we are consumers, not the creators, comfortably. Here is the understanding of relationship between me and my creator and my free will. Now think about it. I'm just consuming. Why consuming? What is created already? So I am consuming my free will. I have been created in this way. That's my reality. So, but am I the boss of my existence? No. I think it is clear. Is it?
Right.
Now everybody is clear, inshallah.
Inshallah.
If the people are here, who are they? Still patient with us?
There's a comment. Free will is given as a favor for me to practice, to be favored by God's determination.
To be, I mean, this is God's determination. The first sentence is, I agree. The second sentence is, God's determination is for me to be as I am. He determined it, and his determination is he created me with the free will. That is his determination. That is, but when I practice my free will, it is not God's determination. It is the favor given to me. I'm using it as far as I'm allowed to use it, not giving death or lose my consciousness. Yeah, created with a loss of consciousness. Now, I am practicing it, but my existence in this way is God's determination. My free will is not God's determination. We have to make distinction. I'm not saying who wrote it. Feria, whoever. Now, feria means that this is not God. I am creating it. No, it is clear that we are not creators. No one can claim it, really consciously thinking and saying that I am the creator. No, it is impossible. We know that we are just choosing. But we have to use the determination, this kind of language is specific to God only. I am just using the favor. It's God's choice. That determination, it means. It's God's determination that I am favored with free will. So language must make clear.
Inshallah. It's God's determination that I'm favored with free will.
Now, he determined that I'm going to create a human being and create him, give him spirit, and he will be free to choose. That's how I am created. But my freedom doesn't determine God.
Correct.
So God created me and gave me the free will and lost his free will to operate on me. No, he can give me any time death.
Correct. Got it, inshallah.
Now, determination, the word determination, it must be used, decision making.
It's his will.
God only.
Yeah.
Human beings are beggars. Do you remember this word again? We use in our classes. We are just begging, petitioning to create the result. I want this, please. Yeah. By exercising the free will, but not being able to create it, realize it. That is real ubudiyya, consciousness. Materialist people say, I'm doing. Yeah, some extremist believers say, everything is under control, I cannot do it. But these are, nowadays, everybody is Pharaoh. I'm doing it, I'm doing it. No one says now. Only the problem, psychologically problematic people seek refuge in this side. It means I don't want to be responsible in
Excuses.
my
Yeah.
choices. It's God created me in this way. Everything is under His control. Excuse. Yeah, we know it's the excuse. MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Okay, sorry for the long discussion. Shall we stop here?
Inshallah.
And
Let's start from here.
so we'll start from if you say next time, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana innaka anta alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Inshallah means I cannot guarantee by using my free will.
Inshallah.
Yeah?
Right.
If I am given still this favor, I may lose my consciousness. I may be fainted. I may be dead. Inshallah, knowing, inshallah, saying knowing, saying inshallah should mean I cannot guarantee because I have free will. I have been given free will. No. I am not determining anything. It means. Right?
So free will does not guarantee anything.
Yeah. It's not guaranteed that I'm going to exercise it.
Right.
That is, the determination belongs to God. We have to watch out.
Ameen. Inshallah. Okay.
Alhamdulillah, my mind also became clearer. Step by step, slowly.
Inshallah.
But this is very difficult subject. Alhamdulillah, I understood something.